Okay, today we have a very historic beer coming to us from Munich, Germany. It's from the famous Hofbrau in Munich, as a matter of fact. Staatliches Hofbrauhaus. It's their Hofbrau Original, coming in at 5.1% alcohol by volume. This is a Munich Helles Lager. Now, I know we did at least Victory Lager in this style. Not sure if we did any other beers in this style. Basically, the backstory that I did get into a little bit with the prior beer was the Munich area in Bavaria needed basically a beer to compete with the Czech Pilsners back in the mid-1800s, and this is what they came up with, a beer that's a little more malty than the Czech counterparts. However, I'm sorry, a little more, yeah, a bit more malty, but same spice as the Czech Pilsner. Helles means light, so this is a light lager German style. Brewed under the Bavarian purity laws, so all the ingredients are fresh. A little backstory about the Hofbrauhaus. Just absolutely historic place. You could write a book about this place, movie about this place as well. It is owned by the Bavarian state government, and kind of a little tidbit here, it inspired the song Eins, zwei, gesoff, which means 1, 2, drink in German. So, neat song right there. It was founded back in 1589. I believe the Bavarian purity laws were established in 1514, so beers brewed under that law. Was founded by the Duke of Bavaria, Wilhelm V. And a funny little story here, they actually claim that this beer saved the city in 1632. One of the wars back in the day, I believe Sweden was trying to invade Munich, and instead of ransacking the city and taking it over, they offered 600,000 kegs or something like that of Hofbrau beer, among other things. I think troops had to be traded off or something like that. But it was just, wow, 600,000 kegs of beer during a war. You don't hear that very often. So many famous guests at the Hofbrauhaus in Germany, including Mozart. Of course, it was a big area unfortunately, in the 1930s, and part of the 40s with the Nazi Party as well. So it survived a lot of different things, a lot of different eras. Louis Armstrong was even there, Gorbachev was there, JFK was there, George H.W. Bush. The list goes on and on as far as just famous world leaders, famous leaders in entertainment. Make it a big thing to stop by the Hofbrauhaus in Munich. And also, they have the biggest tent at the world-famous Oktoberfest. So they are pretty much just a renowned brewery. This beer is brewed with water drawn from their own wells at the Hofbrauhaus, 492 feet below surface. It's preserved since the Stone Age, trickled down from the Alps years ago, and basically as pure as the first day it was born. They use 4 types of hops in their beers from the Hallertau region in Bavaria. So I'm very, very excited to get into this beer. I know that was kind of a long and drawn out maybe backstory, but trust me, if I went into all the history behind it, it would take at least 15-20 minutes, and then some probably. So here's the logo, and there's that famous HB logo that they're famous for clay-style mugs at the Hofbrauhaus, and basically that logo has survived the test of time. We're gonna pour this into a glass mug, American style here. And as we pour it in, we'll see a light color, almost getting kind of almost a wit beer kind of color out of this thing, with just a huge fluffy head, as you can see. And that head is just filtering all the way up. It's going to take a little while to dissipate, but very lagery looking, very light lagery looking, which is what we are sampling today, Munich Helles Lager, meaning a German light lager. Definitely getting that lagery kind of smell, kind of light corn, light wheat kind of smell in there as well. Nothing that really sets it apart from any other Munich Helles Lager as far as the aroma goes. Just getting that kind of sweet kind of aroma, not really getting the corn extract that you get from the macro brew. So you know this is brewed with the purity laws in mind, as it promises. Let's get the taste now. Even though we got a large head here, let's get the taste still of Hofbrau Original Munich Helles Lager. Wow, this is definitely one of the best. It doesn't have that just junky kind of aftertaste you get from a lot of the macro lagers. Not that I'm really comparing it, but even with the Munich Helles lagers and a lot of the Vienna lagers and the actual German lagers out there, I usually get a bit of an aftertaste. It would be a little too far if I said unpleasant aftertaste, but you do get a little bit of an aftertaste, but I'm not getting any of that with this one. This is really fresh. I'll tell you what, it's one of those rare beers that just, as soon as you taste it, and to the back of the throat, it maintains an absolute consistency, which I really have to admit that I really like that. For the style, it's just probably the best I've had. So I'm going to give a Hofbrau Original Munich Helles Lager an 8.5 out of 10.